Good morning, my friends. Thank you for joining me for Takeaway Tuesday. My name is Tina Kvergich, and I am Northern Stamper. I am so excited that you have made it here today. I have got some amazing news. I was just so excited by all of the news that's coming up with Stampin' Up. I wanted to let you know what they just announced. There is a join bonus coming in October. So if you were thinking of getting some crafting supplies, now is the time to get it. The reason is because you get $206 worth of goodies, whatever you want in the kit, and you only pay $135. That is an amazing deal, I gotta tell you. Also, so like just the join bonus. So what you do is, if you have any questions, you could drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com and I can answer any of your questions. So get a list of items that you would like to get or you need to replenish in your crafting room. And I do have a link to my blog that talks all about joining. Run! I'm telling you. Okay, the next thing. Run, run, run to the clearance rack has just been updated. That has been updated, and there are a ton of goodies there. But I gotta tell you, it is while quantities last, and many things go very quickly, especially the designer series paper. So you want to run to the rack and load that up for you. Don't forget, shop with Northern Stamper and you will get some treats on the way. Do you remember I showcased a while ago? Oh, my color wheel is over there. Color wheel, we did 1 month of color wheel. That is coming out for customers to purchase, and it's $17 and I want to say 75 cents, but I don't know exactly, but it's $17 Canadian. So the color wheel, what a great tool to have, and you can actually add that to your starter kit if you want. If you have kits and you want to get some kits, we got some kits coming up starting October the 1st. Kit sale, 30% off, okay? That is an amazing deal, okay? That is absolutely amazing. Last night I did some kits with my friends. We just chatted online, and I'm going to showcase some of the kits that I did. So we just sat around chatting, doing kits, and these are all the kit cards that I ended up making. Yeah, some were very simple like this one, but you know what? I got them made and they're ready to go out. Let's see, let's look for another one. There's one like that. This was the most recent paper pumpkin. Very nice. I like that. Okay. Oh, we're a little fuzzy. Let's change that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Much better. Um, there we go. I made some kits. They were fantastic. Kits, they've come a long way. This is an older one, and I figured why not keep working on it. So I had done, I think it was 21 cards altogether for kits. I just finished them up. These were my leftover pieces from card kits and just wanted to get it going. And it was fun. We all got together. Everybody grabbed the kit that they had to work on, and we just worked on them. It was a lot of fun. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, drop them below in the comments, and my friend Liz will grab those and answer them right away as best as she can. So let's get started with today's card. Oh, today is the last day we will be using the Changing Leaves stamp set and dies, and they should be coming in for, the shipping should be in this week for Changing Leaves. That was a long one because that was a very popular one. Next month, we're doing designer series paper. You're not going to want to miss that. Love designer series paper. All right, what do we need today? And remember, if you don't have the items with you right now, that is totally okay. Grab whatever you got in your stash and let's create some cards. So this is a pretty peacock card base, and it is 5.5 by 4 1/4. It's a standard card size. What I did is there is also one that is a Calypso Coral, but we are going to be cutting this down. So we are going to be cutting it down to 5 1/4 by 4. So this is a full card base. We will be cutting this down. Okay. You will need some circles. So I've already, oops, die cut out some circles. Now these are two larger ones, and there's a small one for the sentiment. And that was using the Spotlight in on Nature dies. Okay, love those dies. You're going to need a piece of scrap cardstock. This is Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon, because we are going to be die cutting and embossing some of these leaves. Okay, so we want these for little accents. Whoops, it's kind of backwards, right? Let's put them in here. So you're going to want to die cut some leaves in that. So that is the Pretty Peacock. Just going to cut a leaf like that. Going to be using that one right there. I'm going to be using this scrap piece of paper to die cut some little more leaves out with this one. It's going to look very pretty. Okay. We do need some scrap pieces of white, and we're going to do some stamping on them, and we're going to stamp and die cut out. So you're going to stamp with this leaf. This is the leaf we're using. You're going to make two of those, and you're going to make them in two different colors. And I'm going to be using Cajun Craze and Crushed Curry. And I'm going to show you how we do that as we go along. All right, so give me a thumbs up if you are ready to make this card. Now, there seems to be a lot of pieces, but don't worry, everything will come together. First of all, let's start with this piece that we're going to create as a mat, and you're going to cut that 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay, going to bring that in here. 4 inches, and turn it around. And that is, I think I need a bigger desk. And that's going to fit on right there. So there we go. You can see it. Oops, there we go. Can't see. It fits right around the edge of this piece. If you want a little bit more of the edge to show, it is totally up to you. But I'm not going to glue it down yet because I forgot to mention, do you remember those pretty envelopes we were using last week? We need some of this. And I got a little piece left over, and this is from a flap. I am just going to cut that off, cut that flap off. I just want a little piece so it kind of goes over like that. And this is going to be about 1 inch or maybe a little longer. Maybe I won't use a flap because of the glue on here. Let's go a little further. So I've opened up the envelope and cut that dewy flap off, which is a shame. I wish I could use that somewhere. And do you remember we had it at 4 inches? So bring that down, and I'm going to be cutting this, okay, 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. Let me mark that down for you. Oops, sorry. So it's going to be 5 1/4. That's how high it is. And then I'm just going to cut it at 2 inches. Find a nice edge. So there's about 2 inches. Okay, it doesn't need to be exact. You want a piece of designer series paper to go on the side. So there we go. The two pieces are together like that. And all I'm doing is taking that, any kind of DSP, doesn't matter if it's the envelope or not, I'm going to be placing it on the left side like this. Now, I'm not wrapping any ribbon around, and so I don't lose anything on this desk, let's just glue it down. I just find it a little bit easier gluing right away. So let's just glue that. I'm going to glue that down. And I'm going to glue the designer series paper on there too, because, you know, just in case I put it down, it gets lost. Oh, I think I want that butterfly coming out this way. So I'm going to glue it on the left-hand side. Let me bring that down a bit. Go, it's on the left-hand side. And there we go. A nice edge. I'm going to let that dry, but in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to work on the other pieces that we have coming in. So remember I said about the piece of Pretty Peacock what we're going to do is we are going to die cut some of the leaves. We're going to emboss and die cut at the same time. I'm going to put this in the folder. I'm looking for the leaves, and it kind of snaps by itself into a track. There we go. Keep moving around. And I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to cut some of these leaves out. So if I just close that up, and I'm going to die cut and emboss at the same time and cut these out. What's going to happen is they are going to turn out like this. So there's a great piece, and I'm going to pop them out. What I like about this is it embosses it really nicely, my goodness. And we don't need the whole thing. Let's get this out. In particular, I wanted to make sure I got that maple leaf one out. That's what I really want to use. Get some of these out. There we go. There are some of my leaves. We still need to do a little bit more cutting and embossing. So let's get this piece of Lost Lagoon, and we're going to die cut a leaf out. And that leaf is going to look like this. There we go. Very pretty. So we're getting our pieces together, and I'm going to be laying them down just so that you get an idea. Right. Bring this over here. Now the idea is I got my large circle, so whoops. Large circle over there, and they're going to kind of overlap a little bit. Kind of like that. What I can do is I can start bringing in some leaves. Now, I'm not going to glue them down yet because there are still a couple of more steps. There's a little bit of stamping we need to do and such. So maybe I can use these leaves, put these behind it. Might not use that one. And I have them listed like that. But I want to bring in a little bit more of the designer series paper back here. Do you remember on the back of the designer series paper had this really cool design and pretty peacock? I want to bring that out, and I'm going to die cut just using the die cut, not the embossing folder, this one leaf right here. Oops, that one leaf right there. So I'm going to just take it and run it through the die cut machine, and it's going to come out like this. Can we see? There we go. Just like that. The reason I wanted that is I wanted to add a little bit of accent design, a little bit accent design paper to these. I didn't want to just rely on the cardstock itself. I wanted to pick up a little bit more on the DSP, and you can see the colors are now coming in together. I'm not going to glue this down, but I will place it off to the side because we are going to do some stamping. Okay, put that off to the side. And as I said, we're going to stamp these leaves and then cut them out. Place that on there. And I'm going to be using two different colors. I'm going to be using a crushed curry. Whoops. You can use whatever fall color you like. I just want to try and bring in some of those colors that are in that DSP. So I'm going to stamp that one. And I'm going to be using this, another fall color. Stamp it on there. Okay. One trick I found out, I can't place these both through the machine at the same time with this die. Because if I did that, say if I line it up, it's going to cut into that other leaf. So what you need to do is you need to cut those leaves apart. And I'm going to place it in the die. Okay. Add a little post-it note so it doesn't move, and I'm going to die cut those out. Okay. And you're going to do that for both of these stamped images. what you're going to end up with are two beautifully stamped leaves like that. Let's see. There we go. Just like that. I love the design on that leaf. I think it really kind of makes it pop. One more piece for stamping is our sentiment. So I'm going to take a very small circle and I am going to take a Pretty Peacock. Now the reason I'm taking Pretty Peacock is because I'm looking at the colors here and I'm thinking, what is the most darkest color in this palette that I'm using? And that would be Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to take a stamp. I'm just going to take a stamp that fits in, and this says thank you. I'm going to take that, and we are going to stamp a sentiment right in that little circle. I should try and get you guys a little closer. All right, bear with me. Woo, we're getting closer. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure you could see everything. So I'm inking it up with the Pretty Peacock, and I'm stamping right on. Okay. I love that color. I think that is one of the favorite colors out of everything. Now we have all of those pieces. Remember, those are a lot of pieces that we have. We got the sentiment, we got our stamped leaves, we got our die cut leaves, we got other die cut leaves. So take a look around your stash and see what kind of leaves that you have. So we got a whole bunch of different pieces and our large circles. Let's get those good together. What I'm going to do is, again, bring in the card, and I've got my large circle. I want one on the top and one on the bottom. Now this one has a little bit of a different edge than this one, so I'm going to bring this one down because it's a little bit more of a plain kind of edge. And I'm going to have them offset like that. And it fits in. I can still see some Designer Series paper on this side, a little bit on this side. I can tuck it in a little bit closer if I want, but I think that's a good spot for them. And I'm just going to pop them down with some glue. My friend Liz is teaching me not to use too much glue, otherwise it gets everywhere. All right, popping those down. Whoops. Those circles become like a framing element on that. I'm going to bring back in my leaves. Now I'm going to be working with these ones. I don't think this one's got a little bit of an off. I can use these leaves over here. This one kind of cut off a little bit. And let's see if I can use that. So if I place that here, and I have one of these here, I think those two will work really well together. I'm gonna commit myself and do that. So I'm gonna put these, I'm just gonna tape these two together on the back so that they don't come apart. You can glue them, but I'm just gonna tape them together. Okay. Now I want a little bit more, so I brought in that element, that leaf with the element in it, the Designer Series paper element. It's going to kind of go off to the side. I'm trying to stay within the confines a bit of the circles because I don't want it too far out. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got this one, and I can place it on top. Oh, this is all kind of coming together. Let's see, I like that. I don't want it to kind of go anywhere. Now you'll notice I'm building the leaves kind of more to one side than the other. I'm kind of bunching them over there. It's because I want my sentiment on this side. Okay. All right, so I got my leaves. If I put that there, I get my other leaf. Oops. Put that one on there. And that one over here. And one more final leaf peeking out from the back. Ah, they look lovely. And all I'm going to do is somehow glue them down so they don't move. Actually, I might use some glue dots. I think it's better that sometimes we just take our time and kind of build up our card design slowly instead of gluing it all down and then realizing, oh, it was in the wrong spot. How many times have you done that? I got to tell you, I cannot tell you how many times I have glued down pieces and then realized it was in the wrong spot. The glue dots just to hold these guys in place. There we go. Now again, my leaf cluster is not glued down. It's glued to itself, but it's not glued down. Now I'm going to fit that on there, and I'm going to place it on with dimensionals. Uh-oh, it's sticking to me. I don't know. I seem to struggle with some craft supplies, and I gotta tell you, liquid glue and mini dimensionals are my downfall. I don't know. I think I don't know about you, but those are, I think, the nemesis of my craft room. The mini dimensionals just get everywhere. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's just glue that, tape that together. Nobody's going to see the back. Okay. I'm going to put a whole bunch of mini dimensionals on here. I just don't want this going away. There we go. That's it. Stick them all on there. Oh my goodness, they're stuck all over to me. Comment below if you have tools or items in your craft room that just is your biggest, oh my goodness, your biggest item that works against you. Jeez. All right. Now let's get some of these backings off those mini dimensionals. Okay. I'm going to go upstairs for coffee, and these are going to be all over the place. These little backings. Oh my goodness, I can't even get them off. There we go. Here's me struggling. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got most of them. Hopefully they'll stick. All right. And we got our big cluster together. And we're just going to glue that down. Oh my goodness. Do you see how easy that went together? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a lot of pieces, but they went together. Oh, there's a mini glue dot dimensional there. Holy cow. They really came together really nicely. All that we need to add is just some bling. I just think we just need some bling. And I'm just going to go through my stash, and I'm going to look to see what I got. Oh, these are leftover paper pumpkin embellishments. Let's just kind of add those. Oh, we're going to tuck them in. We're just going to add some embellishments. Oh my goodness. I think today is not the day for... I think I'm stuck to everything today. All right. There we go. There we go. And we're going to add a little bit down there. Those are just leftover embellishments. You could use whatever embellishments that you have. There we go. Check that out. That turned out really nice. Now, you don't need to use the same designer series paper or design as I have, but give it a try. The elements themselves, the variety of die cut leaves, stamped leaves, the designer series paper, the circles, all kind of come together to make a really nice card. Give it a try and see how it turns out. Post it if it turns out great. Post it if it doesn't turn out great. I'm sure it is just lovely. And it is a terrible day outside where I am, so I better stay inside and craft. Anyways, if you have any questions, drop me an email, northernstemper@gmail.com. I'll see you next time. Just follow the trail of dimensional backs. You'll know where I am.